Various pharotypes of rich people enjoying themselves. Suppose they need to prove how happy they are. Various pharotypes of rich people enjoying themselves. Suppose they need to prove how happy they are. Volumes and volumes of books. Nothing particularly noteworthy, though. This club's membership has felled many an antlered beast. I wonder how long it would take to read every one of these books, and if any of them are worth it. Display cases with different exhibits. Haven't got time or inclination to study them. A stuffed bird. The plaque says it's called a dodo. How odd. So many butterflies. This puts Sheriff Gamble's collection to shame. I wonder if these could actually be used in combat. I imagine most of the folks in here are great admirers of Mr. Atwood. After all, he always did make a point of standing up for the great big rich guy. A nondescript landscape, not very well executed. A nondescript landscape, not very well executed. A pharotype showing a bunch of men outside the club. The plaque says opening day. A painting of a cafe. Looks like somewhere in Europe. There's various exhibits in these cases. Mostly old coins and trinkets brought back from who knows where. There's a plaque above all those portraits that says In Memoriam. Seems these are former club members. Edgar Whitmire, founder of the Jolly Good Club. It's a list of club members. Hey, that's Miss Lee.
As you see, gentlemen, my analysis was correct. The region is absolutely ideal for the formation and preservation of fossils. Though I have so far recovered only a small part of what I believe still lies out there, I was able to partially reconstruct the dinosaur skeleton you see before you. Quite a fearsome beast, isn't he? This ancient lizard, which I have christened the Eremosaurus, probably roamed the lands near the San Bernardo Valley over 72 million years ago.
This is fascinating, but I'd better get a move on. I really shouldn't dawdle. I really shouldn't. Stern-looking fellow. He's got a medal on his chest with 4 stars on it. General Lancaster Bevins, 1770 to 1832. Bat. 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 Locked, of course, but these are the simplest door locks I've ever seen. Mrs. Edgar Whitmire. I bet she's never set foot in this place either. Locked, of course, but these are the simplest door locks I've ever seen. Ham. Nothing. I've already unlocked it. There's lots of doors. Do I really want to pick them all? That wasn't the right room. There must be a way to figure out the right room. Archie. Jovial-looking fellow. Either that or he's got a secret. Why is that man pointing at a skull? Does he think it makes him look mysterious? He looks bored, but I would be too if I had to stand perfectly still for that long. I've never understood men who grow beards without mustaches. This man's got a vacant expression. Wonder what he was thinking about. What a sourpuss. I don't think I'd like to get on his bad side. What a sourpuss. What a sourpuss. What a sourpuss. He's wearing a medal shaped like a leaf. He's wearing a medal shaped like a leaf. Fancy ring. Probably worth a few hundred crowns. The insignia on his shoulder shows 4 stars. Aurum Star members. Where have I heard that before? Kit. Locked, of course. Chan. Lige. Warm air is coming from the grate. They must have that indoor steam heating I've read about. We've only been in El Presidio 1 day and I already miss the country. Sigh. Warm air is coming from the grate. Finney. Ned. Barnabas Jordan, 1801 to 1845. Willie. Lige. There's lots of doors. I've already There must be a way to figure out the right room. There's lots. There must be a way to. There's lots of. This must be Laporte's room, and there's the safe. Willie. There's lots of. There's... Can't believe I've been wearing the same clothes nearly 2 weeks now. Can't believe... Still life of some fruit and flowers. Hotel art. It's got several drawers, and the top is surprisingly clean. I found a crumpled note. Better take it. Nothing else here. Strange device. Something to do with the planets. It's still early in the evening. I hope we can locate Clark before morning. Not too different from the one at our hotel. Nothing hidden in the sheets. The wild frontier. This has been one hell of a journey. Completely empty. It's still early. General Laporte, as per your request, we have provided your suite with a safe. The combination is 12 right, 9 left, 5 right. Please share this information only with those you trust. Management. A fine place to store clothes. A few suits. A few... That's the most likely place for a clue to Clark's whereabouts. General Laporte, as per your request, we have provided your suite with a safe. The big gold handle for opening the safe. Hot damn! All right, let's see what we've got here. Some kind of wooden card? Better hang on to it. And another journal, but not Clark's. Uh-oh, sounds like the presentation's wrapping up. I'd better make myself scarce.
And who might you be?
Oh, just one of the cleaners. It's my first night, so I was getting a feel for the place.
I'm afraid I don't believe you. This is a members-only club, and you clearly aren't a member. Therefore, I can only assume that you must have broken in. Your intent was to steal something, I suppose?
I just came in here looking for someone.
Oh, looking for whom?
Well, it's not you, so really, why should it matter?
You're quite clever. Very well, you can go. Let it not be said that General Laporte can't be merciful. But if I ever see you in here again, I won't be so lenient. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Were you successful?
I think so, but let's get out of here. Now, let's see what's in this diary I found. Clark's not at the club anymore, but I found out who invited him to El Presidio, an army general named Laporte. He's got Clark on Gannet Island working on some secret operation called Project Rosewater.
Project Rosewater?
No idea what it is, but it's the whole reason Laporte brought Clark here.
Wait a minute. Remember those crates on the Army supply wagon? The ones marked Rosewater? They weren't going to the town of Rosewater. They must have been coming here for Project Rosewater.
Of course. Fort Beaumont was just a waypoint. It sure seemed like a lot of stuff for one little outpost in the middle of nowhere.
So, the night deliveries, the Orambas.
Something big is going on here. We need to have a talk with Shaw.
Miss Legere, have you any news?
Clark's been moved to Gannet Island.
Gannet Island? There's nothing there, just a crumbling fort and lighthouse.
Have you heard of an army general named Laporte? Or something called Project Rosewater?
Neither. Go on.
Then does that mean you're not aware what sort of trouble you're stirring up? This quest has run us afoul of some very dangerous people. If you expect us to get Clark for you, I want to know why you want him so badly.
Very well. Imagine airships, engines, furnaces, powered not by petroleum and coal, but by ethericity, an infinitely renewable energy source that comes from the sky itself. Clean, efficient, and economical.
But you run an oil company.
I run an energy company, Miss Legere. Energy takes many forms. With Dr. Clark in my employ, we can lay the groundwork now for a pivot from oil to ethericity. Once the benefits become apparent, the market will clamour for clean, safe, etheric energy. And only one company will be equipped to meet that demand on day one. Mine.
What about the ban?
Bans are imposed by governments, and governments change, Miss Legere. Not everyone supports Leroy's technophobic policies. The Labourites are barely hanging on. It's not just Atwood's trade party that would like to see etheric advancement back on the table. Royalists, justice, pioneers, even the Christian Union would all get on board. In these fractious times, ethericity has the potential to be a great uniter. Change is just over the horizon, but enough politics. You know where Clark is. Go get him. Best of luck. Ah, before you go, my lodestone.
Oh, sure. Here.
Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
Hello. Welcome.
Do you know a way to get to Gannet Island?
Why would you want to go there?
Just curious.
Well, far as I know, it's only reachable by boat. Try asking at the wharf, I guess.
Thanks for the chat. I'll let you get back to work.
Evening to you.
Nothing to say, really. All right there, Danny?
Yep.
What do you need?
I was wondering if you could have a look at this watch. It needs repair.
Where did you...
Does it matter?
Yes, someone from the Tong gave it to...
The what?
That place in Chinatown. I already told them I wasn't. They can.
So you won't.
Nope.
So what am I?
My advice would be to. But if you're help.
Do you know a way to get to Gannet Island?
Only way to get there is by boat. Lucky for you, plenty of folks around here with boats. How willing they'll be to take you, that's another story.
Appreciate.
Sure. What do you need? Sure.
All right there, Danny?
Yep.
Hello again.
Good evening to you, miss.
How can I get to that island over there?
You could try asking Rebecca. She's the one standing over there, by the boat.
Thanks for the tip. I'll be off.
If you need fruit, you know where to find me. I'm open all night.
Good evening.
Evening to you.
How much to go to Gannet Island?
Oh, hell. There's no amount of money could get me to set foot on that island.
Why not?
It's cursed. Haunted by demonic spirits.
Come on, really?
I've seen it with my own eyes. Horrid specters floating around the place, ready to kill anyone who gets too close. When they're out dancing in the sky at night, you can feel their evil influence in the air, too. Hot shivers going down the back of your neck. If you know what's good for you, you'll get any idea going out there out of your head.
Look, we really need to get to that island.
Good luck to you, then. Nobody in their right mind will take you there.
You said no amount of money could get you to set foot on the island. What if you just dropped us off?
You're dead set on going, aren't you?
I thought I'd made that clear.
All right. If you have such a disregard for your life, there's nothing I can do about it. But I won't take you there for any less than 60 crowns.
Thanks for the chat. Have a good night.
See you around.
Nothing to say, really. Nothing fancy, but it looked... Good evening. Thanks for...
See you.
I haven't got anything... Good evening.
Evening to you.
You drive a hard bargain, but we're not giving up. Here's the money.
All right. But the minute I drop you off, I'm gone.
How are we supposed to get back?
I'll come back for you. At dawn. If the ghosts haven't killed you before then, that is.
We'll take our chances. Let's go. Owing to the island's reputation as the accursed haunt of assorted malignant spooks and spirits, it has cost us a comely copper to induce one of the credulous locals to transport us here. I do have to admit that this place presents a rather eerie aspect. It's easy enough to imagine ghosts drifting along the ramparts of the ruined fort, or floating among the after images of the lighthouse beam. But there's only one ghost I'm interested in finding here.
Remember, I'll be back at sunrise. Then I'm heading home whether you're on my boat or not.
Look, there's smoke coming from the chimney of that cabin.
I guess this island isn't all that abandoned. Stay alert. Someone must keep this lighthouse running. Bet this fort was impressive in its day. It's a crumbling ruin now. Hey, Nadine. This island gives me an uneasy feeling.
It's not the most welcoming of places, but I don't think we have much to fear.
Hey, Danny?
Yes, Holly.
Pretty spooky place, this island.
I'll say. I can see why people think it's haunted.
You don't believe in ghosts, do you?
I don't know, but we should be careful. Make sure you don't whistle or anything, okay?
What? Why not?
Just trust me.
Hello? Anyone home? No one here. We can do some prowling. Whoever's staying in here must believe the stories about the island being haunted. If this is lit, it means someone's been here recently.
But where are they now?
It's got a dragon on it, but no indication of what tea is inside. Feels mostly full. It's got a box of chamomile tea. Feels nearly full. I'll just take a little bit. Bai Ji Guan. Some kind of Chinese tea, I guess. Nearly empty. Oolong. I think I've had this stuff before. Running pretty low. This one's not labeled. Hey, there's something rattling around in here. A small silver key. I'll just hang on to it. It's empty. A handful of dried chamomile flowers. A small silver key. Smells earthy. A handful of... It's getting late. I hope we can make that dawn rendezvous. Feel like I could lie down and sleep for weeks. Maybe I will when we're through. A plain-looking cupboard, but the good stuff's always on the inside. Locked, because of course it is. Locked, because of course it is. Here we are. It's empty, except for a couple of bullets. I'll take those. All things considered, I could be looking a lot worse. Nothing to say. It's keeping this place nice and warm. A spare lantern. Just some standard revolver bullets.
I have no use for bullets.
Want some bullets?
Sure, thanks. That smells nice.
All right there, Danny?
Yep.
Someone must keep at this fort. Shh. Not another step. There's a guard. Stay quiet. Not now. Not now. The guard keeps drinking from this cup. Looks like we found the island's inhabitant. What exactly is he guarding? Massive doors. Do they lead underground? I have a feeling pulling that lever will make something important happen. Can't do that with the guard here. The guard keeps drinking from this cup. Not putting that in his drink. A strange wooden card lined with metal. It's got some holes on one side. I don't want to risk drawing his attention. Odd device. Looks like it's meant to be spoken into. Looks like we found the island. The guard keeps drinking from this cup. Not putting that. Not now. Not now. Hey, Dan.
Yes, Holly.
Any ideas for getting us past that guard?
Actually, yes. He doesn't look too tough. I could probably scare him off with a little gunplay. Does that sound good?
I don't know. Let's see if I can think of something else.
Okay, let me know if you change your mind.
Hey, Nadine. How are we supposed to get past that guard?
Perhaps I could mix up a sedative and you can put it in his cup.
Yeah, that could work.
But I'll need a couple of things.
Like?
Some chamomile and a container to mix the draft in.
I'll see what I can find. Here's some chamomile.
Wonderful.
It's empty. Feels nearly full. If this is lit, it means someone's been here recently.
But where are they now?
Hey, Nadine. Remind me what you needed to make that sleep draft?
A container to prepare the draft in.
Stay here. I'm going to see what's through that door over there. This place is falling apart. A nice mountainside landscape. Cheery. I'm surprised this thing is still intact. There's a lot of broken glass in here. What's this? One container hasn't been broken. I might be able to use it. I think a bed of hot coals would be comfier. Just a dirty old sheet, and I see no reason to get any closer. There's a metal drain in the floor. Nothing, just some muck. An empty glass beaker. Not now. I don't want the guard to... Can you use this to mix your sleeping draft?
Yes, that will be perfect. Thank you. Good. I have everything I need. This should only take a few minutes. Here you are.
Thanks. It's the sleeping draft Nadine made. Hopefully it works. How long for it to kick in?
Shouldn't be more than a few minutes.
Well then. Now to get those doors open. Somehow. He's out for the count. He's got the same keycard as I do. No point taking it. Massive door. Quite an elaborate contraption. Quite. It's a small slot. Looks like something flat and rectangular would fit. I have a feeling pulling that lever will make something important. Nothing happened. It fits.
Wow. That's something.
This is getting stranger by the minute.
You're telling me. Don't know where this thing came from, but it seems important. Nothing to say, really. He's got the same key. Better take this card back. Don't want to be stuck down there. All right, folks. I think this is it. Wherever this takes us, I have a feeling Dr. Clark will be there.
But will we be able to come back up once we find him?
I sure hope so.
Maybe one of us should stay up here, just in case.
There's no telling what we'll find down there. We should all stick together.
Okay, let's go then.
What in the ether is this place?
It seems that was a one-way ride.
Damn, I knew one of us should have stayed up there.
So now we're looking for two things. Clark and the exit.
What? We weren't expecting, who are you?
We're here to see Dr. Clark. Are you him?
Me? Don't I wish? I'm just one of his assistants.
I see. Could you take us to him?
Hang on. You still haven't said why you're here.
We've come on General Laporte's orders.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Right, come with me.
Goodness, this place is really something.
I'm glad you think so.
What's that big glowing thing down there?
That's our etheric generator. Powers most everything down here. You get used to the noise. Follow me, please. I'll just be a moment.
Do you think he believes us?
I think we're okay so far. Just follow my lead.
I suppose the deception was necessary. I hope we don't come to regret it.
I suppose General Laporte's curiosity was too much for him to bear. I told him he could come for a demonstration next week. Instead, he sends 3 proxies. I will never understand that man's rationale. But you're here now, so you may as well see what we've got. I'm Dr. Bennett Clark, by the way. And you are?
I'm Miss Legere. This is Miss Redbird and Mr. Luo. We are General Laporte's press corps, here to learn about your research.
The General wants to inform the press now? Already? After everything we've gone through to keep it quiet. I swear the man changes his mind more often than most change their breeches. All right, let's go have a look at Project Rosewater. I'm afraid the testing chamber only accommodates 4. One of you will have to stay out here with Joshua, but you may observe the test through the window. As I said, we weren't expecting anyone until next week. The prototype still needs refinement. Nevertheless, we have made a breakthrough.
Prototype of what exactly?
You mean the general didn't tell you? Why am I not surprised? There on the tripod, the etheric pistol. The whole purpose and object of Project Rosewater. Juliet, is the prototype ready for demonstration?
I believe so, Doctor. But who are we demonstrating it for?
Miss Leger and her companions, the team sent by General Laporte. Now, please, do us the honors.
Yes, Doctor.
Oh my.
Whoa.
We have managed to confine the chaotic etheric discharge to a very narrow, focused beam over a distance of up to 6 meters, without significant dissipation or redirection of energy, reaching nearly 68.2% efficiency. This results in complete vaporization of most organic targets, with only minimal atmospheric disturbances in the immediate vicinity. You might be feeling warmth, or a slight tingling sensation on your skin, and a change of pressure in your ears, perfectly harmless. Oh, and if you are experiencing any alteration to your color vision, I assure you that is also completely temporary.
I taste purple. Does anyone else taste purple?
There are sometimes minor synesthetic side effects. That too will pass. Of course, there is plenty of room for improvement in range, energy efficiency, fine-tuning of the beam's intensity and area of effect, user-friendliness and safety. But, as proof of concept, this irrefutably demonstrates that the principle is sound, and that it can be scaled up. The rest is iteration.
Well, thank you for that thorough explanation.
Now I'm afraid you must excuse me. I have some time-sensitive tasks I must attend to. If only I'd been forewarned of your arrival, I might have made arrangements. In any event, if you have questions, I or my assistants can answer them. Just be mindful not to touch anything.
Hey, Nadine. I never would have guessed a place like this existed if we hadn't seen it with our own eyes.
It certainly explains all the stories about strange lights and ghosts. Perhaps the island's reputation was the reason they chose it to house this facility.
Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
Just how long have you been down in this facility?
8 months. We've made extraordinary progress, as you can see. I admit, I had some misgivings when I first learned what would be required of us, but it turns out the isolation has done wonders for our productivity.
So who built this whole underground complex anyway? I'm guessing it wasn't always a secret ethericity lab.
I'm not entirely sure. Apart from the additional equipment I specified, everything was already prepared for us when I arrived in El Presidio. General Laporte isn't exactly forthcoming with information he considers irrelevant.
Why did you agree to work on this project?
Why? I just experienced the worst disaster of my life. My work was first ridiculed and then outlawed, and I was exiled to a barren wasteland. The only prospect I could see was to leave the country and start everything over. But then I received General Laporte's offer. I could continue my work in safety and solitude. Everything I needed would be provided. No investors, no reporters, no loonies, no distractions. I'm certain anyone in my position would have jumped at the opportunity.
Who came up with Project Rosewater?
My understanding is that this work is for the benefit of the Vespuccian army. General Laporte is in charge of the project. Everything goes through him. Other than the facility guards, I've had contact with no one else.
How much longer until Project Rosewater is finished?
We're nearing the end of this phase. If all goes well, we should have a stable, fully functioning prototype by the end of the year.
What exactly is the goal of this project?
Well, once the etheric pistol is complete, we'll begin experimenting with larger caliber weapons.
Etheric rifles?
Yes, and whatever else the General sees fit to pursue.
Where does it stop?
You'd have to ask him that question.
How did this project get the name Rosewater?
My idea. Sentimental, really. I suppose I had gotten attached to my dry and dusty little desert lab. After all, Rosewater was my refuge when I lost everything else. I just made an offhand comment to that effect one day while discussing arrangements with the General. And he said, "Well, in that case, why don't you bring Rosewater with you?" When I found out he made that the official title of the project, it made me smile, I'll admit.
Just how did you come to discover the existence of ethericity?
Now that's a story. When I was a boy, I read about the ancient Greeks and their studies of the heavens. Certain texts made obscure references to observations of energy subsisting in the atmosphere, something entirely different from electricity. The idea seized my imagination and sparked my passion for the pursuit of ethericity. I developed an instrument that I called the aetherometer in order to probe the atmospheric potential. Imagine my delight when I discovered that ethericity was in fact real. Unfortunately, the aetherometer has been appropriated by so-called spiritualists who believe they can use it to talk with the dead.
I'd like to know your perspective on the Lamplight City Expo incident.
That was a dark day. Everything I worked for came crashing down in a matter of seconds. Being maligned and ostracized was bad enough, but I can still hear the screams of those 15 poor souls. If anything good can be said to have come from that horrible event, it taught me that nothing in this life is guaranteed.
What inspired you to become a scientist?
Trite as it may sound, I wanted to make the world better. I had a fortunate birth. My parents were able to pay for my studies in Paris, which is where I earned my doctorate in physics. But even as a boy, I still saw plenty of terrible things going on around me. Others seemed not to see, but I did. Upon my return to Vespuccia, I began teaching and conducting independent research. My only explicit goal was to make some sort of discovery or development that would serve the advancement of mankind. I would like to believe I've achieved that.
Do you know much about General Laporte?
Not a great deal, no. I only met him when he summoned me to El Presidio. We speak occasionally, but only about professional matters. Just as well, I suppose. His interests don't align particularly well with mine.
So your relationship is purely professional?
It's an acquaintanceship at best.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Flashing lights and other displays. I can't tell if it means something or is just meant to look pretty. Looks like some demented puzzle box. The lab assistant's desk. She's written some notes, but I have no idea what they mean. Pardon me.
Sorry, can't talk right now. If you've got any questions, ask Dr. Clark.
Putting that on the desk wouldn't serve any purpose. The lab assistant... It's displaying all sorts of numbers and readings I can't begin to comprehend. It appears to be a charging device. There's a small round socket at the top. Who knows what they keep in there? Not while Clark's around. So this is Project Rosewater. I don't think I'm allowed in there. At least, not while there's someone watching.
That was really something.
So Laporte's got Clark developing etheric weapons for the military. This throws a wrench in Shaw's plans.
How horrible. Instead of something good to benefit humanity, ethericity is being harnessed to produce suffering and death. Perhaps Dr. Clark will be open to the idea of leaving this project for something less distasteful.
Perhaps. But I can't just ask him with his assistant right there. Maybe I can get her to leave the testing chamber so I can have a moment alone with Clark. Hey, Danny?
Yes, Holly.
How do you suppose they managed to build a place like this under an island?
Don't know, but whoever did it must be real serious about Dr. Clark's research.
Nothing to say, really. I can see the testing area. Some kind of little oven for heating food, I think. This thing is in dire need of repairs. A couple of wires from that food heating device. Bars of aurum. Lots of them. Bars of... Hey, can we talk?
Sure. What's on your mind?
Have you been down here long?
Oh, about 7 months, I think. Without any sunlight, you really lose all sense of time. Sometimes it feels like decades.
No sunlight? You mean you never go outside?
No, of course not. Is this some kind of test? The terms were made very clear when we signed onto this project. We don't break protocol. I do really miss the sun, though. Sometimes I feel like a mushroom down here.
How did you become interested in etheric research?
I was already a researcher when I met Dr. Clark, but my field was chemistry. I had dabbled some with etheric experiments after hearing about Clark's research. When I saw him at the Lamplight City Expo, I knew I wanted to work with him, despite what happened. After the dust settled, I approached him about taking me on as an assistant. I got the feeling he was just surprised to still have any support.
Don't you ever get bored here?
Sure, all the time. We've got books, but I've read them all. This is my 3rd time through this one. At least this phase of the project's near completion. Maybe we'll get some time up top before the next one.
Never would have dreamed there was a whole secret facility hidden under this rock in the middle of the bay. Who built it, anyway?
The military, I guess. Had to be someone with very deep pockets. Everything was already in place before they moved us in.
What are your thoughts on Project Rosewater?
Honestly, I try not to think about it too much. We're doing important scientific research, I can't deny that. Just because our focus is on weapons doesn't mean our results can't be used for other applications.
How do you like working with Dr. Clark?
It has its moments, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't stressful. He gets wound up sometimes, which I understand, but other times he picks strange things to get cross about.
Like what?
Well, his biggest bugbear is food in the testing chamber. I made the mistake of taking my lunch in there once, and he just about had a conniption. Cleanliness is one thing, but this is a whole other level.
So Clark dislikes food in the testing chamber, does he?
Dislikes? More like detests.
Know anything about General Laporte?
I saw him once, right at the start of the project. Didn't talk to him. He seemed kind of intense. He's the one running this show, as far as I can tell. Beyond that, the man's a total mystery.
Okay, see you around.
Bye.
Caution, testing in progress. An etheric generator. It's big and loud. There's a card slot next to the door. Seems to be locked. This must be the door to Dr. Clark's quarters. There's no handle. It doesn't fit. The box is full of odds and ends, some sewing and personal grooming supplies. The box is a set of encyclopedias. The only indication of time down here. You could almost think you were in some nice hotel and forget you were in a secret, illegal underground laboratory beneath a ruined fort on a cursed, haunted island. Just some clothes and a couple of storage boxes. Just some clothes. The lab assistants share a room? Not sure if that's progressive or scandalous. Odd device. Looks like it's meant to be spoken into.
I don't think you should, though.
I don't... All right there, Danny?
Yep.
Seems to be the only way out of here. There's no way to open it manually. It's controlled by that lever. Nothing. This contraption has a keypad instead of a slot. It must need a code. There's a metal panel covering part of this contraption. I have no idea what the code is. I can't remove the panel with that. I can't remove... I've never seen a lamp glow green before.
It feels almost magical.
Nothing to... These crates are all marked Rosewater.
Like the ones we saw on the wagon.
As we suspected. This confirms they were headed for Project Rosewater. Looks like a more complex version of the console back in Clark's desert lab. Controls, gauges, and dials. Who knows what they're for? These tomatoes are thriving. Must be all the exposure to ethericity. Not while Clark's around. I haven't got any. Clark will see me.
Get that out of here. No foodstuffs of any kind in the testing chamber.
She's busy. I can't charge that. Not while Clark's around.
I'm impressed by the ability to grow these without any sunlight.
Not while Clark...
No thanks, I'm sick of tomatoes.
Hey, can we talk?
Sure.
Is there any way to call the elevator from down here?
Not unless you have the code, and none of us do.
So how are you supposed to get back up?
We aren't. Not until the project's finished. But there's always a guard stationed up top. We use the device next to the elevator to call up if we need anything.
Okay.
Bye.
Odd device. Looks like it's meant to be spoken into.
I don't think you should, though.
Pardon me.
Sorry, can't. If you've got any questions.
Clark will see me. I can see the testing area. That won't go in the slot. Hey, Nadine. Think you can occupy Dr. Clark's attention for a few moments?
I can certainly try. Oh, Doctor, could I have a word?
Yes, what is it?
Not well. There. Now to watch the fireworks.
What? Miss Montgomery, what is the meaning of this? How many times have I said, no food in the testing chamber?
But
I don't want excuses. Clear it out. Put away the power cell. We're done with testing today.
Yes, Dr. Clark.
I apologize for that, Miss Leger, but I'm very particular about rules.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Dr. Clark?
Yes.
Dr. Clark, there's something I need to tell you. We're not really from General Laporte's press corps.
What? Who are you then?
Some folks who are hired by D.W. Shaw to come find you.
The head of Vespuccia Petrol.
The very same.
What does she want with me?
She wants you to help her company pivot from oil to ethericity.
How does she intend to circumvent the ban?
She seems to think it'll be lifted soon. Or that she can influence things in that direction.
So she would have me work for VP to generate etheric energy for widespread use?
As an alternative power source, yes. It might even replace coal and oil someday.
Well, that's certainly more appealing than weaponry. But extreme arrangements have been made to develop this project in secret, and at considerable expense, I'm sure. It's not the sort of thing one can just walk away from.
If it's Laporte you're afraid of, I'm sure Shaw can protect you.
Can she? The General is a powerful man. I'm not willing to risk getting on his bad side.
So you're dead set on staying here? You won't consider Shaw's offer?
I admit it's enticing, but is it worth the risk?
I'm not so sure Laporte is acting in his capacity as a military general with the full backing and authority of the Vespuccian government here. We've seen plenty of things that don't add up. The clandestine nighttime shipments, the hired private agents, The hidden underground base, all the convoluted arrangements here, the fact that all this research is still technically illegal. I think this is all a side gig. Some kind of secret conspiracy running on misappropriated funds. Don't you see? That means he doesn't have power over you. You could expose everything that's going on here. You'd have leverage over him.
I think that means he could send someone to murder me to keep me quiet and not lose a wink of sleep over it. That's not exactly convincing me to leave.
If nothing else, don't you want to get back into the world again?
Perhaps, but not badly enough to defy the Vespuccian military.
Laporte doesn't have to know anything about this. We could fake your death somehow and get you away.
Miss Leger, let it not be ridiculous.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
The lab assistant's desk. She's written some notes, but I don't think I'm allowed in there. At least, not while Clark's... Nothing to say. I've got nothing. The box is full of... Can we talk?
I suppose so.
Just how long have you been working down here?
Good question. It's difficult keeping track of time. We're in September, right?
November, actually.
Oh, then it's been longer than I thought. We came down here in March.
What sparked your interest in etheric research?
I followed Dr. Clark's career from the early days. He was one of the first to begin advancing etheric theory with practical experiments. Not only that, he was getting results. After I graduated from university, I sent him my thesis on the effects of ethericity on plants and animals. I guess that made me one of the few practical researchers out there, too. He wrote back immediately with an offer of employment.
How do you keep from getting bored?
The work is pretty all-consuming, and we don't have much of a social scene down here. Dr. Clark is kind enough to lend us his books to pass the quiet hours.
Do you know who built this place?
I suppose this is an old army base, but Clark's had it fitted with some really state-of-the-art equipment. We're lucky to be so well-resourced.
I was blown away by that demonstration. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Huh. We've been working on it non-stop, but there are a lot of kinks to work out before it'll be field-ready. For instance, we still can't get more than one shot out of each power cell. I suppose in an actual battlefield situation, you'd need to carry around a lot of cells and reload for every shot, like cannonballs. But the power cells are still very difficult to construct, so we only have a few prototypes. We have to recharge them constantly.
How long does it normally take to charge one of the power cells?
Around 6 hours.
Wow.
Wow is right. Joshua hooked one up to the etheric generator and discovered that it charged instantly. But Dr. Clark wasn't happy about it.
Why not?
He said it made the power cell unstable. But we didn't have to wait all day for the next trial, and Joshua was even able to get 2 shots out of that one. The overcharge effect is certainly something we should investigate later.
What was that about a faster way to charge the power cells?
Joshua figured out that hooking the power cell to the etheric generator charged it instantly, but
Between you and me, doesn't it concern you that ethericity is being weaponized?
Not at all. It's a powerful energy source, and this is one of many practical applications.
Sure, but isn't it better to use it for less destructive purposes?
We live in a dangerous world, and these are uncertain times. Other nations probably have their own etheric weaponry development programs underway. If we didn't pursue this research, we'd be falling behind. A new weapon is most useful as a deterrent. Having it in your back pocket means everyone else thinks twice before firing on you. I know Dr. Clark's had some moral reservations about the military applications of ethericity, but he's a professional through and through.
So, what's working with Dr. Clark like?
He's a brilliant man. I learn something new from him every day.
He seems short-tempered.
Well, yes, but that's just the genius mind, isn't it? No room left over for navigating social niceties.
Can you tell me anything about General Laporte?
Not really. I know he's the one overseeing this project, but I've never had the opportunity to speak with him.
Exactly how do you go about calling the elevator?
We don't. None of us have the code.
So you're trapped down here? What if there's an emergency?
That's what the communication relay is for. We contact the guard upstairs, and he can take care of whatever we need.
I appreciate the chat.
It's nice to have someone new to talk to.
The only... I've got nothing. Nothing to... All right there, Danny?
Yep.
Dr. Clark?
Yes.
You'd prefer your research be used to find new ways to kill people?
No, but
Look, I understand. You suffered a terrible setback after the expo. I'm sure it must have been hard. You probably felt like nobody would ever take you seriously again.
You have no idea.
I do know that if I were in your shoes, I'd have probably grabbed onto any lifeline. But I can tell your heart's not really in it, especially knowing what it is you're building.
Yes, well...
So you're gonna squander this opportunity to do some real good in the world because you're afraid of a stuffy old general?
You're right, Miss Leger. This isn't about me. This is about humanity. I'll come with you. But... oh goodness. How shall we... We need to do this discreetly. My assistants can't know what's going on. I'm going to my quarters to settle some things. Excuse me.
You certainly have a way with words, Harley.
That's why I try and get paid for them. It's display. That's where they keep the power cells for the etheric gun. Locked, naturally. The lab assistant's desk. She's written... Got it. I'm sure they won't miss just one power cell. Or maybe they will. Either way, I've got one now. A power cell for an etheric pistol. It's out of power. I need to charge it somehow. So this is Project Rosewater. Let's hope nobody notices this is missing. There's nowhere to plug the power cell in. I'll have to find a way to connect it to the generator. It won't be very useful. A couple of wires from that food heating device. The only thing I can load this pistol with is a charged power cell. This seems like a good place to attach the wires. Here we go. Hope this works. Wow, it charged up almost instantly. A power cell for an etheric pistol. It's fully charged and ready to be loaded. Locked and loaded. An etheric pistol, also known as Project Rosewater. It's loaded. I'd better be careful with this thing.
Please, I have no great fondness for ordinary guns. An etheric one is no better.
That may be the future, but I prefer a trusty revolver.
Better not. Don't want to raise any alarms. I'd better not. He's asleep. Best keep it that way.
Ah, hello. I'm just leaving a note for my assistants.
Explaining why you're giving them the slip?
I feel I owe it to them.
Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
So how do we make our escape without alerting your assistants?
First things first. We need to call the elevator so we have a way out. But we also need to find a way to disable the communications relay. Otherwise, the alarm will be raised and they'll catch us in no time.
So how can we call the elevator?
Good question. It requires a 4-digit code. To my knowledge, the only people who know it are General Laporte and the guard upstairs.
Too bad I didn't think to ask what it was before getting rid of him.
Without that code, we are stuck.
I'll figure something out. Could you explain this communications relay thing?
Of course. Next to the elevator, there's a device we can use to contact the person standing guard upstairs. It's mainly for emergency use. If the guard doesn't respond after a time, the wires relay the signal to Laporte's office.
So we need to disable it to keep Laporte from suspecting anything.
Precisely.
Something I've been wondering about.
Hmm?
When we first started looking for you, the idea was floated, let's say, that you had a stash somewhere of cash left over from investments in your research that had to be concealed once the work became illegal. Is there any truth to that notion?
You're asking me to tell you if I have a secret hidden fortune.
Well, I don't expect you to tell me where or hand it over or anything. I'm just burning to know if there was really anything to the rumor at all, or if it was all just dust and fairy tales.
What do you think?
Call me a romantic, but I just have a feeling there's more to this story. You strike me as a man who might have some tricks up his sleeve, and 1 or 2 secrets. Did you know that a group of ethericity worshippers flocked to your old lab and set up a commune there?
My lab in Rosewater?
Yup. We met them when we went there looking for clues as to your whereabouts. They picked everything clean. Built a kind of museum to you and your work.
I had no idea, but my work always attracted strange sorts. Curious gawkers would show up now and again, hoping to catch a glimpse of something spectacular, or the angry bereaved, threatening vengeance for the victims of the disaster. It's been quite a relief not having to worry about all that down here.
That commune by your lab? They're from a religious movement calling themselves the Luminarians. Apparently, they believe that the ether is populated by these otherworldly presences called the Luminous Ones, and that you disappeared because you opened up a gateway to the other side of the veil where everything is bliss and peace, and you transcended and became a Luminous One yourself. They call you Evocator Bennett, and they think that you were just leading the way for them all to follow somehow and cross over into new lives on the other side. They think that anyone who gets vaporized in an etheric blast also transcends into the ether, and their soul, which looks like a butterfly trapped inside their body, gets freed to fly into this other place while leaving behind the shadow of their mortal shell as a marker. They make what they call soul paintings of people that look like the shadows of the disaster victims, and paint butterfly motifs all over everything to indicate the purity and beauty of a person's true etheric form.
Wow.
Well, it may come to you as a bit of good news that your old lab won't be attracting any more strange folk.
Oh no?
We, kinda blew it up.
What? Why did you do that?
It was just necessary in order to find the information we needed to locate you. It's kinda complicated. But you weren't planning on ever going back there, right?
No, I suppose I wasn't. That was a complicated chapter in my life. Probably for the best it's gone and done with.
I'll let you.
Thank you.
Better not. Don't. That is one messy desk. What is it they say about desks and minds? A toolbox. Naturally, Clark would be a tinkerer. Might I borrow your screwdriver, Dr. Clark?
By all means.
A toolbox. At least there's plenty of books down here. Who are those busts of?
Galileo, Copernicus, Da Vinci. 3 great men who changed the world as we know it.
Hoping to add your likeness to the collection someday?
Well, I wouldn't be opposed, if I'd earned it, of course.
A ferrotype of a desert landscape. It's a ferrotype of Clark's old lab near Rosewater. Just your run-of-the-mill screwdriver. Could have used one back at Clark's old lab. There we go. Guess I pressed too many. Guess that wasn't the right code. Guess that wasn't the... It's the communications relay. We need to disable it before getting Clark out of here. This is going to be loud. I should make sure the elevator's ready to take us back up first. Hey, Danny?
Yes, Holly.
I'm not sure what to make of the elevator device.
It looks complicated. What happens when you press the buttons?
Little pistons come down and make contact with a metal plate.
So you're looking for the right combination or pattern? Maybe it has to do with that key card you used to get down here.
Any idea how we...
Don't suppose there's an off switch?
None that I can see.
Maybe it's time to look for a sledgehammer.
Hey, Nadine. I don't get what's going on with this elevator thing.
This sort of machinery isn't my specialty. Didn't you use a card to call the elevator before?
Yes, but this setup is different. It needs a code.
Ah, right. I don't suppose the two are related in any way.
Now you mention it, they could be. How do you suppose we can disable the communications relay?
I'm not sure. Is there any visible way to power it down?
Not that I can see.
Then perhaps more drastic measures?
Well, how about that? Guess that wasn't the right code. Damn. There must be a way to figure out which buttons to press. The configuration of the piston seems to be the key. Haven't I seen something like this recently? Guess that wasn't the right code. Guess that wasn't the right... Still not getting it. I wish this contraption just had a... There! That was it. I figured out the code. The elevator's ready to be called.
Wonderful. Let's be going then.
Not just yet. I need to take care of the communications relay.
The what?
That contraption on the wall there. Clark said we need to disable it before we leave. Stand back. I'm taking this thing out.
Whoa!
I thought the plan was to do this discreetly.
Desperate times and all that. Now come on, let's get out of here.
You're taking the prototype, I see. Wait, where did you get a charged power cell? We only charged one up, and we used it in the demonstration.
I hooked this one up to the etheric generator.
You what? That's incredibly dangerous. That kind of unfiltered surge would leave the power cell completely unstable. Unless it's discharged within the next, 20 minutes. It will explode.
Oh, we'll have to worry about that later. Let's get back topside before your assistants figure out what's going on.
If that power cell starts glowing white, you had better let me know quick.
After you, Doctor.
Hold it right there.
Have a nice nap? I was hoping it'd last longer.
Shut up. Hand over your weapons and come with us. There's someone wants to see you.
Taking some air, Dr. Clark? Kindly stand over there if you would. You three, up against the wall.
She had this funny pistol on her.
Ah, there it is. Can't let this fall into the wrong hands, can we? Now, have you got anything to say for yourself?
Don't think for a minute you'll get away with this.
Get away with what? Punishing the thieves who've robbed me 3 times?
We are not thieves.
No, you raided my supply wagon, broke into my private room, took my key card from my safe, and stole my etheric pistol. If you're not thieves, you should consider taking it up. You're naturals.
Don't turn this around on us. You're clearly the villain here.
Oh, is that what you think? It's clear to me you've no idea what you've stepped into. So, who put you up to this?
This was all D.W. Shaw's scheme. She asked us to fetch Dr. Clark.
Curious. What would an oil tycoon want with an etheric scientist? I'll have to pay her a visit and ask. We've chatted long enough.
General, what are you doing?
Conducting my own test, Doctor. It's time to see if your prototype really works.
Not so fast, Laporte. I would strongly advise you not to fire that pistol.
And just who in blazes are you?
Timothy King, representing D.W. Shaw and Vespuccia Petrol.
Speak of the devil.
I'll have to insist you stop interfering with our agents and let them go.
You can't be serious.
I am.
Boys, take care of this louse.
Stand down, pendejo!
Well, we've got all kinds coming out of the woodwork tonight. And who might you be?
Lieutenant General Marisol de la Vega. You must be General Laporte.
Seems you new Spanish revolutionaries are much cleverer than I was led to believe.
General Marquez assigned me to trace the suspicious shipments of Aurum passing through Fort Beaumont. The trail led here. Where is General Marquez?
He didn't make it. He gave his life defending us from Laporte's hired thugs.
What? No, it cannot be.
I tried to save him, but he was too badly wounded. I'm so sorry.
Laporte sent the Blackburns to ambush us. He's responsible for Phil's death.
I gotta put a bullet in your head, Laporte.
Do so, and you'll receive one in kind. That goes for Mr. King as well.
It would seem we have reached an impasse.
Not quite.
Jake?
I knew he'd be back!
Mr. Ackerman, I presume?
That's right. And you are?
General William Laporte.
Well, now we're acquainted, we can get to business. Harley, can you and the others step aside, please?
What are you doing, Jake?
What I should have done back at the wagon. Now move. General Laporte, I challenge you to a gentleman's duel.
Oh, please. Is the sad old washed-up cowboy that desperate for one last chance at glory?
No. He's looking for one last chance to do right by his friends. Now draw.
Whatever you do, Jake, don't miss.
I don't intend to. 3, 2, 1.
Jake!
No!
Hands up, cobarde!
Miss Leger, are you unharmed?
I think so. You all right, Danny?
Yeah.
I can't believe... Guess deep down you were a hero after all.
Let's get off this rock, shall we?
Thanks for your help back there, Lieutenant General.
You are welcome.
For what it's worth, I'm sure General Marquez would be proud to know you're leading the revolution now.
News of his death will be a great blow to morale, but we will carry on the fight in his name. He was an inspiration to us all. At the very least, the revolution can make use of the Aurum stored on the island, now that the man who conspired to steal it is dead.
Technically, that Aurum was government money and belongs to the people of Vespuccia. But as a citizen of this country, I say, have it, with my blessing. Viva la revolucion!
Gracias. We have a difficult path ahead of us, but I have hope.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Miss Leger.
We're back, ma'am.
I assume everything has been taken care of?
All loose ends have been tied.
Splendid. Send them in. You've no idea how pleased I am at your success. It's good to finally make your acquaintance, Doctor. I am D.W. Shaw.
The pleasure is all mine, madame.
We have much to discuss. First, I must conclude my business with Miss Leger and her companions.
Of course.
You've been through a great deal. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh, I think you can. A few thousand ways, in fact.
Straight to business. I admire that. I won't keep you any longer. Here is your payment. Mr. Ackerman was promised 25,000, but considering all your trouble, I've increased it to 27. I'm sure you'll find it easier to divide.
Thank you, Mrs. Shaw.
Pleasure doing business with you. Before you go, I made some inquiries and learned a few rather compelling things about General Laporte. I could share the information if you like.
Go on, then.
It seems General Laporte was a staunch supporter of Mr. Atwood's trade party, quite vocal about his desire for the advancement of steam tech and etheric research. There were also rumours that he held some more controversial opinions regarding this country's sovereignty.
He was a separatist?
Apparently so.
You think Project Rosewater was meant to arm some kind of etheric revolution?
I am merely relaying the information I've learned. Anything beyond that is pure speculation. The only person with knowledge of Laporte's motives is the man himself.
And that information died with him. Well, with him gone and the prototype pistol destroyed, whatever plans he had can't come to fruition.
For now, yes. But I can tell you one thing about this world. It is rare that one accomplishes anything of note alone.
We should get back to our hotel. It's been a long night.
Indeed. Goodbye, Miss Leger. I hope you and your friends enjoy the rest of your time in El Presidio.
And thank you, Miss Leger. I appreciate your facilitating this new opportunity.
Best of luck to you, Dr. Clark. This was all very enlightening. So, what are you two planning on doing next?
I'm honestly not sure, but I think I will apply for a medical license after all. I may go back to the San Bernardo Valley, or I may stay here on the coast. It's something I'll have to discuss with Lola.
What about you, Danny?
I'm not really sure. Suppose it wouldn't be such a bad idea to visit my folks. It's been too long. After that, guess I've got to find a new line of work.
What about you, Harley?
Suppose I'll head back to Rosewater. I've got an article to write after all.
And I guess this is goodbye.
This is where we part ways, for now. But you know where to find me. And you can be damn sure I'll write back.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Lola, Nadine was just talking about you.
Thought I felt my ears ringing. Anyways, I'm heading back to Rosewater. Wanted to see if you needed a lift.
We're heading back already?
Sure, but just for a few days. We'll set out again after that. Anywhere you like.
You ever for a moment consider just slowing down a tad?
Never. Say your farewells and let's go.
See you around, Danny. It was a real pleasure traveling with you.
So long.
Goodbye, and good luck.
I'm back.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Let's see. There was a dust devil by the saloon that nearly knocked Sheriff Gamble's hat off.
Front page news, then.
Seriously, though, I spoke with the leader of the Autumn. She gave me some good stuff. The article runs next week. What of your great adventure?
Concluded now. But I've got plenty of material for an article. Maybe even 5.
Then you'd best get to it. Better to jot everything down while it's still fresh.
Right you are, boss. They say the end of every journey marks the beginning of another. If there's any truth to that, this writer hopes the next one is decidedly duller. My companions and I set out from Rosewater and traveled across the Vespuccian frontier, encountering bandits, rebels, visionaries, eccentrics, and many more friends and foes. We were led to believe that our quest was for Dr. Bennett Clark's missing fortune, but as it turned out, we were on the trail of the very man himself. The following is an account of that journey, with no detail spared, no fact left unrelated. And so at the journey's end, you may ask yourself, dear reader, what of the main players in this saga? Danny went home to a happy reunion with his parents. He says he's hung up his pistols and retired from gunslinging, with the intent of pursuing a culinary career. I said I'd be a regular if he ever opened a restaurant. I shall have to honor that promise should it come to pass. Nadine Redbird has begun the process of obtaining her medical license. She tells me she plans to convert Lola Johnson's wagon into a kind of mobile clinic, traveling the frontier helping those in need. It will be a welcome change from the usual traveling merchants hawking miracle cures. I can think of no one more qualified to dispense medical care. As for Miss Johnson, this new business venture will hopefully be more to her liking. At the very least, she now sets her own course, rather than bending to the whims of her clients. Miss Johnson truly opened up and offered me her friendship, for which I am ever grateful. I am truly happy that she and Nadine have found each other. I would be remiss to neglect mentioning our dearly departed friend. Phil Marquez was a great man. He was always true to himself, cared for those around him, and was just plain fun to be around. I will forever cherish the time I had with him, and I will carry his memory in my heart for the rest of my days. Naturally, I cannot fail to comment on Gentleman Jake Ackerman, the man who set this whole adventure in motion. My relationship with Jake could best be described as complex. While I never found myself taken with his tales, he seemed to me a genuine hero. That illusion was shattered when we were ambushed by Blackburn agents on the way to El Presidio. Jake disgracefully turned and fled, leaving us to face the ruthless barbarians on our own. However, he proved his true heroism when he returned in another moment of need. Jake bravely gave his life to save us from the wicked machinations of General Laporte. The etheric blast burned his shadow on a nearby wall, which has since become a monument to his bravery. I am told that it is visited daily by Jake's fans, admirers, and the odd curious traveler. In death, Jake managed to achieve the status of legendary hero he so craved. As for Dr. Clark, he seems happy in his new employment at Vespuccia Petrol. I can only hope his contributions to Mrs. Shaw's enterprise offer greater balm to the restless, inventive mind than the manufacture of apocalyptic weaponry. That, dear readers, is the long and the short of it. This was an adventure unlike any other I've been on. I doubt any other will ever compare. Though I say this not in reference to our route, purpose, or any of the situations or people encountered along the way. Rather because I doubt I will ever again find a group, a family as dear to me as the wonderful, complicated, beautiful, and flawed souls who accompanied me on this venture. Whew, my hand hurts. We'll see what Joni has to say about this in the morning. Well, what do you think?
You want my honest opinion?
No. Lie to me. Tell me it's good.
Telling you it's good wouldn't be a lie. It's great, actually. There's just no way on God's green earth we can print this.
Why not?
Secret underground laboratories. Government conspiracies, special projects to develop etheric weapons. No one will believe a word of it. Not to mention you name some very powerful and important people who'd have me locked up for libel with a snap of a finger.
It's all true, Joni. I'm not in the habit of writing fiction.
Perhaps you should be.
Come again?
This story's got everything. Adventure, mad scientists, conspiracies, betrayals. Folk would pay through the nose to read this. If it were a novel.
Novel?
Sure. All you have to do is change the names, do a little narrative restructuring. You can even say it's based on actual events. That way we're off the hook if anyone's feathers get ruffled. What do you think?
A whole book, huh?
Trust me, I have a nose for these things. This one smells like a hit. You're sitting on a pile of aurum.
All right. I'll do it.
Excellent. Now all we need's a title.
That's your job, isn't it?
Suppose it is. It needs to be something catchy. Something simple yet evocative. Something like...
dime qué me haré sin tu amor, flor silvestre. Si los días no me pertenecen desde que crucé tu jardín, si tu aroma mi alma carece, pierdo el deseo de vivir. Y cuando volveré a mis brazos tenerte. Si estando libre tú eres feliz, cuando nadie tu paso detiene, la distancia no se compadece de estos ojos que sufren por ti. Y vivo la ilusión de que un día regreses. Entre abrazos y caricias confieses que no hay vida sin mí. Y dime qué me haré sin tu amor, flor silvestre. Si los días no me pertenecen desde que crucé tu jardín, si tu aroma mi alma carece, pierdo el deseo de vivir.